Oh, that was really good. Let's continue that. Here we go. All right, everybody, welcome to GUFON radio stream. Man, that is just ridiculously loud. How you doing, everybody? Give me a minute here. Give me a minute. Welcome to GUFON Radio Stream number 166. Yeah, it's really weird, everybody. I tried to do the show's normal intro, where I would normally do this, but it wouldn't let me update from the last show to this show. Yeah, you just saw the topside cam showing the condo cam by accident. Thank you very much, guys, for coming here on the eve of the eve. It's Christmas Eve, as I was reminded. Thank you. And it is the eve of Christmas Eve, December 23rd, show number 166. So, I don't know. Tonight's show is not going to be a whole rehash of Spaced Out Saturday Night, but it's going to be a part of it because the show was removed off of Spaced Out Radio and Spreaker archives, and I'm a little pissed. And Dave's gonna say, well, I'm pissed too, brother. Say, well, be pissed then, because here's the deal. See, this is the reason why I am keeping GUFON Radio and not getting rid of it while I'm on SOR, because Spaced Out Radio, you can say what you want, but you can't say what you want. You can say what you feel, but you can't say what you feel. And that goes into being on real radio. I guess. I don't know if the weekend is. Supposedly it is on real radio, but Dave wants to go mainstream with his show 7 days a week. So if he's doing that, he has advertisers that will probably listen to my show. And two things I said. I said shit, which they say on regular radio, by the way. And asshole, which they say on real radio. But Dave doesn't want any bad words. And I respect that. I understand it. But I let it slip. It may have been the second time I've done it since August when I started there. So since August, everything's been great. You guys hear me do my show. I still go after people. I still talk about how I think Bob Lazar is a murderer in his own little way. And I just have to watch certain things because there's a guy over there. And it's my fault for saying, okay, let's forget about shit and asshole. Another thing that was brought up, and Dave's not going to be happy I'm talking about this on air, but it's my life, and I want to talk about it. And people are asking me all day, where's the show? Where's the show? Since Sunday. And I'm going to tell people where's the show. The show's been deleted because I talked about Deep Prasad, and according to the reports that came in to Dave, and Dave listened, I was too angry. You sounded a little angry that night. Angry? I did not. I sounded like I always do. I was in a mood, yes. Doesn't mean I was angry. Second thing, and this one bugs me till no end. I talked about how there's no black people in ufology again for a minute, maybe two. So where are the black people in ufology? I don't see any. And that ruffled some feathers out there. You know, there's two guys supposedly reported that, well, I listened to that show. Well, more like, hey man, I listened to that show. I'm in ufology. Yeah, well, who are you? Okay? It's inundated with white people. There's not a lot of black people in ufology. It's a fact. There's nothing racist about it. I said, probably there's no black people listening to this show right now. And this show here. There might be, because we have more listeners here than we do on Spaced Out Radio. That I know. That I can prove with the numbers here. But other than that, I don't know who's listening. But I know who's in ufology and who's a figurehead in ufology. And I don't know any black people. So that was a problem. So 2 shits and 2 assholes. All right, maybe he could have, but God forbid I get angry, show my emotions, and now I'm probably going to hear from him saying, well, you're taking what I said all wrong. No, I'm taking it exactly how it was told to me. You seemed angry. I had complaints. And here's one thing. There's one guy out there, and I'm going to name him right now. Trippin' Fool. Fuck you. You're a little bitch, and you are not welcome to Spaced Out Saturday. You will be removed as soon as you poke your head in there. If I see you advertising for anything, I don't care if it's for Spaced Out Radio, for me, or other shows, you're not welcome. You're a problem. And you can still listen, you know, but I don't want you in my chat room. And Saturday night, if I'm doing the show and running the show, I don't want you there. I don't want you. I don't like you. I think you're a two-faced little bitch. And I will make sure that I keep saying it every show here. You are a bitch. Runs over to Dave. Since the day I started on Spaced Out Radio, everything I say, he goes running over to Dave. He's talking politics, man. We don't do that here on Spaced Out Radio. 2 minutes I talked about politics, and it had to do with UFOs and the government and politics. We don't do that here on Spaced Out Radio. So you get the big middle finger, and I hope you have a shitty Christmas. I mean that. And an awful New Year. Because I don't like little bitches. I don't like tattletales. I don't like snowflakes. And the reason that show was removed, because Dave made a judgment call based on what he said he heard. I'm not even sure he heard it. But I think it's basically because other people in Twitter especially. And I saw the comments in Twitter. And I don't appreciate that Dave was agreeing with what people were saying about me. Should have backed me up. So from now on Saturday nights, I'm going to read. Saturday's show will be a read fest on UFOs. I will not bring my personality. I will not bring my talent. I am just going to fucking read. And that may be good. I bet you anything it'll be more entertaining than a lot of other shows out there. So that's why Spaced Out Saturday's show was removed. And I'm really upset about it. Although me and Dave talked about it, he's going to be upset that I talked about it on air. But he didn't say don't talk about it on air. This isn't anything that couldn't have been discussed. This isn't anything that had to be private. So it's nothing secretive. People want to know why, and I'm telling them why. So if I'm not allowed to say why on my show, it's my life. We weren't talking business tonight, all right? I didn't talk about the business intricacies of Spaced Out Radio, but it is a business. Dave is running a business and he's running it his way, and I got to follow the rules. So be it. It'll work out. Eventually I'll get tired of reading and the show will go back to normal. But now, I did talk about Deep Prasad as a facade. And a facade, for those of you who don't know, is basically when you have an exterior that looks beautiful, but as soon as you step inside, it's a whole different world. And I think that's what we have here with Deep Prasad. I may read from the phone book one segment, B. Baker. By the way, thank you everybody for showing up. I see y'all there. Rhonda, B. Baker, Lee, Lunar Sparkles, Great Plains Drifter, and everybody else, PBR Street Gang, Jamie, the Beaver Matthews, Rodrigo Vieira. I'm trying not to scream. Some people said, I got a message, stop screaming. Some of us wear earphones or earbuds, and when you yell, it's loud. You know what I do? I back up when I talk loud. And I'm sorry, but I scream on this show. I don't scream. If I did, I would hurt my own ears. But, hey, Yeah, Lori said something right now in the chat room. And that's the thing with me. I'm not something you can just pop in and listen to for a couple of minutes and say, well, I like it or I hate it. Most likely you're not going to like it. But Lori in the chat room said, liked you on SOR, then came over to hear your show. It took me off my chair, haha, but got used to your line of thought and find you refreshing and odd lines of thought like my brain fart. Right? Something like that. You know what I do. You want to know what I do. And here's the intentions of me since day one, 15 years ago when I started my radio career. When I hired myself. It wasn't to bash people. It wasn't to call people out. It was to tell you guys what I was learning while becoming more popular in ufology. And what I found out was that MUFON, big websites like Rents, and at the time it was HBCC UFO, Coast to Coast, they all suck, okay? They suck when it comes to UFO footage. Send them something and they will not vet it as legit. They will just take your word for it and have you talk about it on their shows. I was sending all my stuff to a place in Canada that's no longer around, hbccufo.org. Brian Vike was running it. And from day one, he's like, oh, Richard, oh, hey, bugger. Those are great UFOs. Can you tell me more about it? I go, it's far away. And next thing I know, it turned off. Probably an airplane because it was like, day one in my career. And I was telling my wife at the time, these people just believe me. It's like nobody's calling me back to verify anything. Nobody's asking what kind of camera is it? Well, what time of day was it? Even though I put some of that stuff into the description of the UFO sighting. But what got me the most is when Jaime Maussan accepted a hefty bag floating in a dust devil as a real UFO and put it into a 3-hour video. You know how Jaime does that? And called it one of the most, if not the best UFO sighting of 2005. I'm like, and I didn't give him the video. Mike DiSilvestro, a guy who I was friends with at the time, captured it. It looked cool as hell. But he gave Jaime 20 seconds of it sparkling in the sky. And Jaime said, that's unbelievable. Then that got me going. September 2005, I went nuts. And I started naming the bullshit artists in the field. And that's what started it all. It's like everybody's lying. MUFON named a UFO from Phoenix as the UFO sighting, the UFO video of the year. And it was 2 cars on a mountain. And this guy, Rob Krakowski of worldview.net or something like that, saturated the video, did all sorts of shit with it and gave it to them. and it was just 2 cars on a mountain. I was there when he recorded it. And he said, I'm going to send this to MUFON as a UFO and see if they believe that it's a UFO. And I'm like, don't do that, dude. And he did it. And they believed it. And I tried to tell them, Schuessler, I emailed him, I sent him, an audio file and all this stuff, and tried to explain to him in an audio file what was going on. And he said, please don't email me anymore about this. And that's what's going on. That's why I don't believe anybody. That's why I don't trust Deep Prasad, because I believe this 18 or 19-year-old kid is not the next coming of ufology. And he's doing some interesting things, I have to admit. But he has no history in ufology. Everybody's just trusting this guy because he's smart. But what are his intentions, man? To find UFOs? I mean, here's an article I found out. And he has been doing interviews all over the place. But this is an article from, I forget, medium.com. And it's called Curiosity as a Time Capsule by Deep Prasad. Over the past few months, he says, I have helped establish what is essentially an evolution of SETI. The organization called UAP Expedition Group is dedicated to studying unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, for signs of ET intelligence. Very cool, right? I think so. Hey, look, if the kid can come out and do what he says he's going to do and is not out there just to make a name for himself or to build a career on UFOs, I'm all for it. But I don't see that happening. I see this person will be paid to make speeches and can have 2 careers in his life. One as whatever he does as a physicist or whatever. But he's very young. And he actually wrote me on Twitter after he heard me talk about him on the show. He said, you did a wonderful job at making an ass of yourself. He says, sounds like you have mental issues. That's what the young kids go to nowadays. Everybody's got a mental issue. It sounds like you're very angry. And once you mature enough to face what is angering you, then you will be, one with yourself, I guess. I'm like, dude, I've lived 3 times your life already. Believe me, there is nothing anybody can say or do that will change me because I'm happy. I'm not angry. I just hate liars. And that's the deal. Well, then he blocked me once. That's what these kids do. Even little kid geniuses, they talk shit. It's like a drive-by message, it's a drive-by. It's a shout out. What a pussy. I'm like, you know what I wrote back? You're so adorable, Deep Facade. That's it. You are so adorable. He's a good-looking kid. Got a lot going for him. Anyway, he says, the first expedition we will be embarking on is to a known hotspot for UAPs displaying technology centuries ahead of ours. So they're going to go to a hotspot that's known for UAPs displaying technologies centuries ahead of ours. First of all, that comment right there is bullshit. How does he know it's centuries ahead? What if it's a year ahead? You know what I mean? You see why I'm very skeptical already of Deep Facade? He's making great claims without any proof. And he's a SETI lover, and he believes Bob Lazar is legit, which I think Bob Lazar was a Manchurian candidate. Now I believe that. Hold on. No, I have not smoked any weed today. Purposely. By the way, support your local depositories. What are they, suppositories? Depositories? All right. So he says, many centuries ahead of our own. Many of the observed characteristics defy fundamental laws of physics, such as energy conservation. The kind of UAP we are tracking was detected by multiple sensors across different spectra, and its existence visually confirmed by a Top Gun pilot and his crew, with a collective thousands of hours of flight time among them. Recently, the U.S. Navy officially acknowledged that a video of this unknown flying object filmed by shocked Navy pilots is indeed authentic. So, how do you trust them? I love these kids. Now that I know a lot more about Deep Facade, I know this asshole doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He is just in this just to make a name. That's it. Couldn't make a name as a physicist on his own. Had to jump into the UFO world. See, I just hate that shit. I just hate latching on to TTSA and sliding along the ground right behind them on their coattails. Great job, Deep Facade. You are truly an intelligent spectacle of a human. You know so much about ufology in your 18 years. You know, I have as many years in ufology as you've been alive. And yet I'm the immature one here. I have mental issues. And, and besides, that's awfully rude to say. Now, I'd like him to say that in public about me and see. People in Twitter are like, what Rich is saying is slanderous. You should get a lawyer. And that's another reason why Dave started freaking out. Oh, no. I could just see Dave freaking out. Oh, people are talking about lawyers. I'm going to lose the show. I got to get this off Spaced Out Radio. Hey, that's what I think. It may not be true, but I'm sure it had to play into a little bit of what's going on. And he goes on. The object, a 50-foot-long cylinder with no wings, rotor blades, or detectable propulsion system, was able to travel 31 times the speed of sound and stop instantly. First of all, we don't have any record of that. There's no record of it. They say there's a record of it, right? The radar, but we've never seen it. So, bullshit on that. Because I ain't buying it. I don't know. There's something wrong with what happened that day with Fravor. I have a really weird feeling about this whole UFO event that happened. I just do. I hope it's real. I really do. But I don't know why. All right, you know why? I think I know why. I think I know why I feel weird about it. Because it got so much publicity with such little evidence. Little to no evidence. Now, if you want to buy into those 3 videos that they gave us 3 years ago. 3 years ago. We haven't had any videos since. The medals. I mean, come on, man. You're going to wait till season 2 of Unidentified to put the medals out to the public? They could have done all this in a very short period of time. This thing with the Army and the $35,000 Linda Moulton House sold the medals to, that's probably happened 2 years ago for all we know. They just got to write the narrative out to make it sound legit. I ain't buying anything any of these people saying. I'm not buying it. Because in the past, we've always come to find out that they give us, and then they stop giving. Why do they stop giving? Because people start figuring shit out. People think 2 to Stars Academy is going to be at the forefront of disclosure. And people think disclosure is going to happen in the next 5 years or so. That makes sense. If it was to happen, it should have happened by now. But if it happens 5 years from now, that would have been 8 years from when 2 to Stars Academy came out. These medals aren't going to be anything. I'm just telling you, when they put them out on TV, there's going to be something strange in the medal that they can't explain, right? How are these medals staying together? Was it vitrification? No. Was it heat? You just said that. Oh. Isn't that what vitrification is? When objects get really hot and they melt together? Rocks especially? Metals? He then goes on, Deep Prasad, in this article, he says it then hovered over the water and proceed to toy with the world's best pilots, flying some of the most advanced fighter jets available. What do you mean flying some of the most? It is the most advanced jets we have. This case has been covered frequently by the New York Times. Oh yeah, let's trust the Times. They're not known to lie. CNN and, oh yeah, they've never lied either. Popular Mechanics, Futurism, and many non-Western media outlets in the past 18 months. A little known fact about these kinds of incidents is that they have increased in number, and their behavior in restricted military airspace has been described as increasingly brazen by the former third highest ranking intelligence officer for the United States government, Christopher Mellon. Joining him on the expedition in hopes to study this phenomena is the CEO of the group. His name is Kevin Day. He was the radar operator and tracked a cumulative total of 100 of these UAPs over the span of 2 weeks in 2004. By the way, we don't have anything that proves that he saw that. Nobody does. It's gone. So it's a problem for me. I don't want to automatically be the fool that believes everything they say. I believe what I see, and what they showed us does not look good. It's fuzzy, it's FLIR, it sucks. I've said it a million times. It's not the UFO footage that should make us jump out of our seats and say, thank God the aliens have shown themselves, because they clearly have not. For all we know, these could just be drones from China, from Russia, from who knows where. It really could be. But if you want to take the word of Kevin Day and everybody else, then yeah, these are UFOs. Of course. So then you have to think, why would they lie? Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask them. And then you know what they would say? I'm not lying. I mean, they're going to tell you they're not making any money off this. Believe you and me, they're getting paid to be on TV and to speak. Then he goes on. He says that they fly around with virtually no regard for our laws and wishes. We should damn well investigate. We should know anything and everything about such a technology. If not for the obvious potential of it being a threat, then for the arguably more important possibly of making incredible breakthroughs in a short amount of time through studying what scientific and engineering principles allow for these UAPs to exist. If it turns out that a secret group of humans has surpassed every country, military capability, and private industry on the planet by an insurmountable leap, we will report it. To make matters more complicated, UAPs are known to actively mask their signatures. How do you know that? How do you know they're actively masking their signatures? You know their intent now? Now we know the UAP's intents. I love it when they say that. They are too fast to physically catch and have seemingly superior reconnaissance abilities. How do you know they're doing reconnaissance? How do you know that? Who thinks? I mean, most likely that's true, but you're not even putting the word allegedly next to it. You're stating it as fact, Deep Facade. As hard as it is to believe, the UAP we are trying to study seem to have demonstrated this exact capability. Such technology, if it exists, oh, now you say it, is far out of reach for modern neuroscience. Finally, UAPs move without any observable propulsion signature. When a bullet is fired or a rocket or a car moving forward, there's always force that needs to be generated in the opposite direction of where the body needs to go. I love this guy. So smart. It's telling us everything we already know. This is something Newton regarded as obvious and universal and is part of Newton's laws of motions. If I push a cart, it moves forward. If I don't add any force at all, it goes nowhere. This is somehow not the case for UAPs, which are able to move forward without anything pushing them. How do you know? How do you know? Because you didn't see a signature pushing it? This is revolutionary. Now, I understand the science of it. I get it. I know what he's saying. But when I look into this, I see somebody writing the coattails of stories of other people to make it his business. Why, I have no idea. I really don't. To make it his business to be a part of this community. And people just now, let me tell you something. If tomorrow I told you that I had a degree like Stan Friedman, would that change anything? Would that change the way you think of me and what I know? Would you have more respect for what I said if I told you I actually have a degree in physics? Why? Why would that change anything at all? Because I understand physics? You know what? I understand physics. I understand, and you do too, that if you don't push a cart, it ain't going anywhere. I get that. So having that degree only tells me you know complicated math, and you can figure out speeds of things. Yay! That's how I look at it. And, I know there's more to it. But when you get down to it, that's all it is. You're crunching numbers. That's all you're doing. You're doing the hard work. But you know what? You're not doing the mental work. You're not getting into the people. You're not getting into the lies and the narrative and their intentions of why they're here. I think that's a little bit, if not equally as important as that kind of data that they do, scientists and stuff. Because if you have somebody who's making great claims, like this guy, like Deep Prasad, he's just riding the coattails of Two Stars Academy and everything they've already told us. And he's trying to use his degree as to be a part of the community. And that's fine. But so far, let the guy do some work. Let him prove something that we don't already know. And then let's welcome him in with open arms like you do already after a few months. This is a problem for me. Jaime Maussan was around for 20 years before people started calling him a faker, a hoaxer, a liar. The internet blew his shit up. And nobody trusts Jaime. Jaime can come out with alien bodies tomorrow that they found in the Himalayas, and about 70% of the people won't believe him because of his past. Thank God. So Prasad goes on to say, today I am curious how anyone, human or not, can pull off such mind-bending advancements in science. I am also curious about who is pulling this off, where they are from, and what their motivations are. Normally, time capsules store physical objects representing the past. This article is a time capsule for the mind instead. Really? You've said absolutely nothing that we didn't already know. Tell me one thing he said that you didn't know in this article. Why should this article be a time capsule? He thinks he's so worthy in such a short amount of time, with no history, no background, no anything in ufology, that we should automatically put this article in a time capsule? What ego! I would like to store my best predictions on what the investigation into UAPs will bring. and not just thanks to our group, but the efforts of multiple groups like ours. Here's what he's saying should be in here. Here, watch. He says that this should be put into the time capsule. We will discover that we are not alone in the universe. You know UFO Jesus, right? I feel like I'm talking to a smarter UFO Jesus. I'm talking about. But is not saying anything smarter. Number 2. This will become a household fact at some point in the next 5 to 10 years. Well, we already know that. All right? We already know there's life outside of this universe. We just don't have proof yet, but most obviously there is. Some will naturally debate this no matter how much science and evidence is presented. After all, we still have flat earthers even today. Number 3, we will discover that the engineers of these advanced technologies are not human, but also not extraterrestrials as we define it. They're not human, or ET as we define it. Think about it. If they're making Tic Tacs that have this ability to move without any propulsion signature, go to different altitudes, stop, change direction on a dime, that does not mean it's extraterrestrial. I want it to be that, and it looks like it's going in that direction. But this guy's betting everything on it. Number 4, we will find that words like extraterrestrial, ultra-terrestrial, and interdimensional are all inaccurate descriptions of what the beings behind these UAPs really are. And he says, from what I have seen in terms of data, the answer seems like it is going to be complicated, if not downright impossible, for us to fully grasp with our current knowledge of physics and philosophy. What? So we're not going to call them interdimensional, ET, or ultra-terrestrial, because he says what he's seen from the data, the answers seem like it is going to be complicated, if not downright impossible for us to fully grasp with our current knowledge of physics and philosophy. Okay, that one I'll give to him. That makes sense to me. Okay, see, I'm not totally against everything. I just don't like the intentions that he thinks he knows it. Then he says, we will discover, and first of all, 18 years on this planet and a very high IQ does not make you smarter than me. It makes you smarter maybe with numbers, or maybe because you went to school for that. But it doesn't make you smarter than me or anybody else. So don't think, just because Deep Facade is saying this, that it's true because he has a degree at 18, 19 years old. Just remember, he's only 18 or 19 years old. Number 5, we will discover that an unfortunate amount of human mythology and folklore is a result of intelligent non-humans messing with us with holographic technology for some unknown reason. Guys, come on, man. And this just shows me the immaturity of this kid. Holograms. So you're going to go back. He knows what happened 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 years ago now. He knows. It's holograms for some unknown reason. Give us the reason. You're so smart. What are the reasons? You give us nothing to back up your shitty claims that have already been talked about. Guess where? On Ancient Aliens, brothers and sisters. It's all said. Everything he's saying has already been said and done with. There's nothing new. We will find out much, much more, number 6, about ourselves and who and what we really are. Great prediction. Yeah, we already know that. Every day we're finding out more and more about ourselves. Good one, Deep Facade. Number 7, such revelations will shock virtually every sentient person alive, depressing some while freeing others. I would wager most. What a dumbass comment. Number 8, we will eventually communicate human civilization to alien civilization, for lack of a better word, once enough humans are psychologically ready for first contact. Think about what he just said. Let me read it again. I'm going to take a drink while you think about it, and then I'll comment. We will eventually communicate human civilization to alien civilization, for lack of a better word, once enough humans are psychologically ready for first contact. End discuss. Guy's an asshole. I expected more from such a high intellect and mature 18-year-old who watches Ancient Aliens every Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Once enough humans are psychologically ready for first contact, who's doing this study? Who's going to go around and do a study to know that there's more humans that are psychologically ready for first contact? That right there comes from the teenage Deep Facade. Not the intellect Deep Prasad, whatever his fruity name is. Number 9, UAPs. Now, mind you, I'm reading his predictions for the next 5 to 10 years. By the way, these predictions are made every year by Stephen Greer, David Bassett, or Stephen Bassett, and everybody else in the world. You know who. Number 9, UAPs will be formally recognized as a valid PhD and master's topic in the field of quantum information, quantum gravity, condensed matters physics, high energy physics, sociology, history, literature, engineering, and even biology. That is just beautiful. I gotta tell you, you are unfreaking believable. What a genius. What? I can stop? No, I think that deserves a long clap. I mean, this guy is freaking brilliant. He had to throw in every study of interest that he enjoys. I love it. I mean, this right here is an ego piece. This isn't anything new. This is an ego piece. This is what's stroking TTSA's ego. This is what's stroking Twitter UFO group, the Young Guns. It's stroking them hard. They love this shit. They're like, Deep Prasad, you're the best. You're number 1 in our book, Deep. 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 You know what? New name. Shallow Facade. You are shallow as hell. Number 10. Okay, last one. Sometimes the things we can change end up changing us. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful. You are magic. You are the magic of poppin' fresh dough. You are the new Pillsbury Doughboy. You can make magic happen outside the oven. You are fantastic. Wow, what a great thing. Did you get that out of a fortune cookie? Huh? Deep? Sometimes the things we can change end up changing us. Oh, sometimes the things we change. Oh, no. Start over. Sometimes the things we can't change end up changing us. Got that out of a freaking fortune cookie. That's your Deep Prasad. That's your guy. That's your new Einstein of today. The Einstein of ufology right there. He just gave us our facts and predictions like Nostradamus. I mean, this kid does it all. He's 18. He's lived 2 lives according to the way he's writing. His experience tells us I don't know how many different things I've already heard. I got to tell you, this is a joke. You're a joke. But I hope you do. I hope you use your brains. And I'm going to say this because we do need somebody smart. And I wish Chris Cogswell would come back. But Deep Facade is just repeating everything Ancient Aliens, the TV show, has been telling us for 17 years, 15 years, however many years they've been on. That's what he's doing. So far, I haven't seen him say, in my research, I have learned that this is how this propulsion can work. In my research, I have figured out that these balls of light that people are seeing, in my research, abductions are this. In my research, people see this. He's not giving us anything for ufology. So what? So what? They're gonna try to figure out the propulsion of a Tic Tac that there's no evidence of? The Go Fast? How is he gonna work on that? This is a joke. And you know what? I'm sorry if I'm bringing down a little bit of bullshit to you, because I know a lot of you think it's bullshit what I'm saying. But when you're in the field enough, and I keep saying it over and over, I never used to say this, but I think after somebody's in the field more than 10 years, and I've been in it now 16 going on 17, I definitely think that I have earned the right to speak my mind about Deep Prasad in the way that I see fit, in the experiences that I have accumulated over my years in ufology, not just my years as walking around, just haphazardly looking at the sky. I literally, and I'll say it again, and I know you don't like it, over 18,000 hours of sky watching research out there, hundreds of tapes, hundreds of objects that I've explained, that other people have thought were UFOs, have debunked. I've gotten in the field and met people and debunked them right to their face in a nice way. I have debunked a lot of things, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm a skeptic, I'm a believer, I'm an experiencer. You get all with me. You get it all. And you know what? I never used to believe in that psychic mind shit. You know, the Sylvia Browns or other people that are actual charlatans that use what is a real gift of psychic abilities. I believe now, because of what I have seen in the last 2 years and what I have experienced in the last 2 years, I believe, because I've grown as a researcher and as a person of, I think, average intelligence, but extremely high marks in bullshittery, that I have accepted something as real after years of denying it. This kid has nothing to fall back on. Do you see why I'm so upset with the people falling in love with this kid? You know what people told me on Twitter? He's done more for ufology in a few months than you've done your entire time here. That's what he said. Or that's what they're saying. And I have mental issues. My mental issues have debunked the Andrean sisters, Becky Andreasen, saying she had an implant in her chest. I debunked it and proved it and went on radio shows to talk about how I did that. But we can't dismiss their claims because they're just claims of abduction, right? Maybe they were abducted. See, here's what happens. Here's what I think happens. And Dr. Lynn Katai of the Phoenix Lights is a prime example. And Dr. Greer himself is an example of this. Now, Dr. Greer, believe it or not, has pretty good UFO videos. But what he has done and what these people do over time, once they start falling out of the conversation, they look for ways to bring themselves back into the fold. Okay? See, this is why I like GUFON radio stream, because I don't answer to anybody. But if you're looking to make money, or you have advertisers that you have to pay, or you have a vision of making money off the field, you have got to follow a certain cookie cutter design that people will accept. My way of talking is not accepted easily. My way of bringing out what I see as bullshit isn't accepted right away. And people turn me off, turn me out, tune me out immediately without spending time and looking at the history and seeing what I've done. That's why I'm rebuilding the website, getting all of my data and presenting it next year by March. March 21st, actually. First day of spring. This is a problem we have, and it's a problem that's never going to go away. And I think it's very problematic. I don't know. It's a problem. Okay. So once these people start falling out of the conversation, they think, you know what? I could write a book and people would buy it. They write a book. What could I write a book about? I am now talking to aliens. That's what they go to. Dr. Lynn Ketai did it. She was, first of all, she stayed hidden after the Phoenix Lights, March 13th, 1997. Then 7 years later, she comes out, talks about the photographs she's taken of these objects 2 years before the event. And then she came out with the documentary. Well, as time goes by, the documentary goes to the wayside. Nobody's downloading it. Nobody's talking about her. Now, all of a sudden, she's meditating and talking to light beings. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm wrong, but that's the way I saw it and read it. Dr. Greer did the same thing. He said he talked to the Phoenix Lights, talked to the aliens, and told the ship to fly over Phoenix, Arizona. He did. That's what he said. Do you see? No proof. It's just beautiful magic that these people can create to be relevant. And what I see with deep Prasad, shallow facade, whatever you want to call it, I see somebody trying to make their point in the field off the tails, the coattails off of TTSA, Ancient Aliens, and his degree. Has a picture on the internet with him with Michio Kaku. Great. Good. Michio Kaku. Good. That's a good guy. Michio Kaku also had turned the page recently. Now says that he believes aliens are here. I wonder why. Do you think that the government? Because here's the flip side of that. Now, I'm going to flip it a little bit. Now I'm going to talk more, streamline this to the narrative that's out there. Let's say these Tic Tacs are real. Everything they told us is legit. And in a way, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like this did happen. What I want is proof. So without proof, we just have stories. Agree? I want the proof. They're not giving us any proof. So now we have to take people's words for it. And people lie. People have bad memories. And people make shit up the more the story goes on. Thank God we were able to record all this stuff 14 years after the fact, right? It happened in 2004, but thank God they had 14 to 15 years to figure out what they were going to talk about, right? Thank God they had some time. Because if they would have only had, 10 years, I don't think they could have come up with such a great story. But I'm going to put that aside for now, and let's say it's all real. Let's say Two to Stars Academy is really going to work with the Army, get the medals, figure it all out. Let's say that those videos are legit. And let's say that Fravor did see what he saw on the radar, even though we don't have the evidence. Let's just say it's all real. Then what actually does make sense is that they would talk to Michio Kaku about this. Ask him about this. Ask a a guy who pretty much a genius of our time, ask him about aliens. And doesn't it make sense that Michio Kaku, with what evidence they may have showed him, turned to a believer overnight? Maybe not overnight, but it seems like it. That makes sense to me. So then I'm thinking, well, if Michio Kaku changed his mind and is now talking publicly that there probably are aliens looking back at us and wondering what's out there as well, maybe he saw something. Maybe they showed him something that changed his mind. I'm thinking that's what happened. I'm thinking that might have been what happened. Did he share it with Deep Prasad? Hey, look, guys, look, I'm not out here to bring down Deep Prasad at all. I'm just here because I don't understand why everybody's so gung-ho over Deep Prasad without any history in the field. We're just openly loving this guy because he's smart. Because the smart guys, hey, everybody, we got a smart guy over here. You know what he's saying? Aliens probably exist and that the Tic Tac and all those other things are probably real. I knew it. I knew if a smart guy said it was real, that they were real. That proves it enough for me. That's what they're doing. Because this guy comes out and says that, I believe this, and I'm going to try to do this, and I'm going to bring forth new technology with what I've seen. You saw what we saw. But because you have a degree, you're believable. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. People in the field who've been here as long as I have or even longer don't get as much credibility as this guy in 3 months. It's amazing to me. It's disgusting. And it's all the narrative that's coming from that UFO Twitter group, the Young Guns. And I'm telling you, these motherfuckers, they are wrong about a lot of shit. And they are wrong about me. They're wrong about a lot of things. And they don't like it the way I talk. They're all snowflakes. And I don't care what a snowflake thinks. I don't care. Well, you're so mad. Look at you. You're angry. You're off. No, I'm not. I've been doing the same thing 15 years. You know what this show is? I'm going to tell you what my show is. And then I'm going to take a small break. Because I need it. This show is my mind. This is my mind. When I'm outside of the work, when I'm outside at work, in public, I'm still me. But I'm not going to, act a fool. Like some people call me. I'm acting a fool. He's unhinged. He's out of control. He's got mental issues. He's a racist. Anything to bring the truth down, right? That's what they want. Nobody likes the truth put in their face. People like the dream. And I don't give you a dream. I think I give you what's inside of my mind, what I'm thinking all the time. And what I think is that we are being surrounded by a bunch of bullshit artists that only want to make a buck in the field. But at the same time, they do want the truth. I get it. I understand TTSA. They may want to find aliens. They may do. They may want to do that. I just don't buy everything they say. And that's my point. Why are we so automatic with Deep Prasad? I don't get it. Because he doesn't yell. Because he's quiet, soft-spoken. Because he's young. We got to be careful with the young crowds nowadays. They could fall apart if you fart next to them. Say a curse word around a snowflake. Forget it. They'll start walking around where you live with signs up. Free speech is not hate speech. Free speech is not hate speech. Hate speech is not free speech. I'm looking in the chat room right now. Let me look in the chat room, see what you guys been saying here. The Kaku pic is fake. Probably is. MH370. Yeah, they may have seen a UFO up close. So the feds flew him into a mountain. Probably. Look, I played that clip on Spaced Out Radio the other night where George Bush says we have the technology to take over an airplane and move it where we need to, out of harm's way. We have technology where we can take an airplane, an airliner, and move it to where we want to. Oh, that's Bill Clinton now. What else you guys talking about? TTSAology research is a new career choice. Yeah, Admiral Corey Good is in Trump's Space Force. Is he? Jocko Johnson says these guys need checkups from the neck ups. Yeah, I love that. If they can find anything in their skulls at all. PBR Street Gangbang says Greer is an ambassador to the stars. Rhonda says, ha ha ha. All right. You guys are just listening, I see. Very good. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to take a break, but I am. I'm going to play this video. You got to see this. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull it up. You got to see this. I got to show this to you. You'll see why. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. All right. Hold on. Okay. This comes from Third Phase of Moon. Now, we were just talking, or I was just talking about how in 5 to 10 years, Deep Facade said, hey, we're going to find alien life outside of this planet. Well, this is a major discovery. NASA test crystallized humanoid in moon meteorite. Now, this is weird, and I'll give my comment after I play a few minutes. And I'm not sure. Here we go. Let me get it set up.
May have the smoking gun that we've been looking for, embryonic, a life form, extraterrestrial.
Can you guys let me know if this video is not working correctly? And I'll move it to a smaller screen if I have to. Let's do that now. Tell me if this is going to mess up.
Nature, and what's amazing about it is that there's been some research done by the University of Victoria, BC. Craig with us. He's the founder of Deviant Off-World Technology, and right now you're looking at a photograph, embryo, life form that is extraterrestrial in origin from a lunar meteor. There's going to be more tests being done to this, DNA tests, to find out exactly what this.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Before we get into this, I want to vote real quick. Hold on. I want to vote. Did anything that I said tonight, do you think anything I said tonight would warrant a show being deleted? Give me a thumbs up if you believe it, and give me a smiley face if you think it shouldn't have. A thumbs up if you think the show should have been deleted off Spaced Out Radio, and a smiley face if you think it should have stayed on. Because everything I said tonight, other than shit and asshole, and talking about black people, no black people in ufology, not that I've seen, not enough. Anything I said tonight? I want to see what you guys think. Thank you for reminding me, Lee. Smiley face. Nope. Thank you. Okay, I could already see. Thank you. It shouldn't have, right? You guys are awesome. Third phase. I didn't know if you were here. Oh, good. I'm glad, because I wanted to talk about this video. It's very interesting, and I think it's worthy of a discussion, because it could be groundbreaking. I just think it's awesome. But here, All right. Thank you, guys. All right. What's up, you guys? Everybody's here. All right. Here we go. All right. I won't play the whole thing. I'll skip around, but it's pretty interesting.
And we're going to get Craig on the phone. Is Craig, you with us?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
All right. Hey, Craig.
It was a perfect show, just like it was a perfect phone call. Trump.
Thanks for joining us. So let's start off. What's up with this lunar meteorite rock? Where was it recovered from?
It was recovered from the ocean. I went out looking for something, and I dug that thing out of the bottom of the Souk Basin, 12 feet in the mud. And then right away after I found it, I first thought it was a big black diamond because there's volcanoes over there. And then once I pressure washed it and stuff, it turned out to be a meteorite because it was a black fusion crust. And then when I cut it, there was all these life forms kind of staring back at you when we cut it and polished the rock. So then right away we would show people, and then...
Are these fossilized life forms, or are these living?
Well, they're crystallized, because a fossil would be bone, so these are organic, and they're crystallized.
So have you had some studies on this rock to prove that it is from the lunar moon itself?
NASA has samples. European Space Station has samples. Chandra Vikram Singh has had samples. He's had his house busted in, and his samples stolen from him. And we've had a lab shut down at NASA when they were extracting the organics back in June. So, yeah, we have scientists. I don't want to start throwing their names around, but pretty big.
Yeah, I know NASA takes it seriously about collecting meteorites from the lunar surface itself. How did you contact NASA in the first place?
Sorry to cut you off. So the oxygen isotopes of the rock, first of all, all the scientists thought it was part of Mars. But when we got the oxygen isotopes, it came back as D17 value. And there's 140, so D17 value is basically a lunar meteorite or an HED. Now it turns out that I have two. One's turned out to be a lunar, and the other one's from Fort Vesta. And the larger one that you're seeing the sample of is, they're having an argument. Scientists are having an argument. Some scientist teams are saying it's from Fort Vesta. The other ones are saying it's from the lunar. But there's too many metals, rare earth elements that aren't from this, like they've never even seen before. They can only be made up in labs, and they're full of this rock. So they're trying to say that the moon doesn't have those type of metals on it, so they could be from farther off.
But nonetheless, it's extraterrestrial in origin. This rock, it's not from Earth.
Yes, it's the biggest treasure in the world. Number one.
So you have this rock. You have this rock in your possession.
I own it. And I'm being merging. There's some people, Gwen Shotwell, I want to start throwing her name out. But yes, there's some people, say CEO of SpaceX, and some people being in town and trying to merge together with my company to take this to the next level.
Well, it's a good thing, to get the word out. And
I didn't want to give it to anyone.
Oh, absolutely, I understand. This is
There's more to it, though. There's more to it. When you look into the rock, have you ever heard the saying, when you look deep into the abyss is looking deep into you? Well, when you look into the rock, there's goddamn things, like humanoid-looking things, looking straight at you, and there's one thing that's about a quarter-inch tall, and it's not, say, like Predator, but it looks like a troll, and it's holding some type of technology. So then right away, I knew I was holding something that I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to be like an entrepreneur and take it from the beginning all the way to the end.
Could it have possibly been some contamination via that it was subject to the ocean?
The rock is too dense. It couldn't even be cut. The diamond blades, the rock is too dense. You couldn't cut it.
Is that the alien? I'm assuming this is supposed to be the alien embryo, and that's the eye and the mouth and the arm growing here. I'm not sure. I think that's what that's supposed to be. It's real small.
When the diamond blade would light on fire, so there's a mineral in it that Russia came up with, and it's called a eucalyptite. It's harder than diamonds. So we had to use 6 diamond blades just to cut a little bit of it. There's no skepticism. This is what it is. It's 100%. I've got 16 of them. Of those, what you see the picture of, I have 16 of those.
I want to see all the evidence you got, Craig. I want to ask you this, though, quickly. Being that you think that it wasn't cross-contaminated, being that it was submerged in water for who knows how long it was underneath the water, how did the specimen itself or the specimen...
I want to see all of the evidence, too. You know, it's just remarkable. I haven't seen this played on any other YouTube channel or anything else, so I want to thank Third Phase for letting me skip through this a little bit. And I haven't skipped through it because it's really interesting, and I'm going to continue playing it, but I want to see all 18 specimens, man. To me, that would be unreal if they all look similar to that. Is that what he's saying? That's amazing stuff. I have dots coming up in a little bit, Chuck Bam.
Get embedded in the rock itself anyway. How?
No dots.
The rock was originally probably part of a basalt, a lava rock on another planet that was in a lake of some sort, and it was hollowed out, and there was these insectoids or something in the hollowed out parts.
Okay, so this is hard for me to catch on to. This is one part of the story that's difficult, but it makes sense that this object or this spermazoid alien was from another planet, from a lava bed, cooled off in its ocean, and then somehow found its way here. That's really that happens. Anyway.
And then when another meteorite hit that planet, it blew off. Yep. And there's different gravity wells on different planets, and everything crystallized in the rock. The rock, when you heat it up, it melts. It's got water inside it that's crystallized. So if you heat when a meteorite comes into the Earth, only 5 millimeters of the crust heats up and melts. All the inside is still perfect. But the actual rock itself, it's got crystallized water inside it. So, but anyways, with all the science going on...
Yeah, what's up with the science? What kind of studies are going to be done on this?
The science is going on right now. It's just teams proving all the... We've already proved the organics. I had to do it all because at first I had to learn what steps to do. And then I had scientists jump on board. This guy's going the right way. He's already proved it. So what happened is that we've already proven you need the CH carbon when you're using Raman spectroscopy, and that's what's on the rovers. It's a non-destructive technique. And we shot the laser into it, and it came back exactly as organic turned into diamond. So every one of the little embryo-like life forms, if you zoom into the eye, it's a V. And the V has been documented in ancient texts from around the world, from China, Japan, Egypt, and Iran. The rock puts off a power. And it puts off some type of power. The nuclear physicist of Canada, he got on board. We did this experiment, and we measured the rock at 25 degrees in the room. The rock in one section is 14 degrees. You go down to the other section of the rock, it's 6 degrees,
and it
pulses to 12. When you put the measuring tool on certain type of elements, on certain type of material of the rock. The rock is like...
he's making great claims, right? But we haven't seen the claims, have we? I'm wondering if is he going to come back on Third Phase? Oh, the scientist says that the DNA is human? But I want to see the results, and I want to see the scientists talk about it. That, to me, would put this to the level of authentic. I'm not saying it's not authentic, but we've been fooled before by Jaime Maussan with the alien bodies and all sorts of things. Now, there's another rock that they found that actually lifted up the dome that it was under. I talked about that the other night. This rock was it's encapsulated under a dome, and it lifted this dome up like 100 pounds. It's amazing what's going on nowadays. So I like this. That could be pareidolia we're looking at. If this story is true, it is the most unbelievable discovery, I think, in history. It would have to be. It would have to be.
Yeah, it has some type of...
You see, there's other white things here. White, there's some white there. See, and this just happens to look like an alien embryo. Human. And see what's weird? It looks like it even has hair, a mouth, the eye. I don't know, guys. I didn't put this up here to debunk it because I can't. I put it up here because if it's true, it's history. And I think it would be nice to be part of history and one of the first people to talk about it as a possibility of life from another planet reaching Earth that could have formed who you and I are today. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we came from this? I don't know. Anything's possible. Anything is.
Magnetic power, whoever is around the thing. It's very.
Wait,
very
he said
unique.
something about. Here, let me
on
replay
certain
that.
type of material of the rock. The rock is like, it has some type of magnetic power, whoever is around the thing. It's very unique.
It puts off a strange,
Like
an energy coming off of this.
You can feel it when you go near it, and it's good. It's full of uranium. You know, it's full of uranium, and it's full of elements that aren't even on this planet. And the conducting tools that they've been using, it's just there's too much to talk. Like, I would have to show you the certain tools that they've been using.
You said that the scientists were possibly going to do some study on this embryonic possible life form, and you're going to do it in a way that was not destructive.
We were going to take. Well, right now it's priceless. So we have like.
Okay, so just for people who aren't able to watch, the third phase pretty much mirrored what I said in the chat room. An organic life form once lived on the moon millions of years ago. Then the moon was hit by an asteroid. Then part of the moon landed on Earth in the ocean, thus the embryo in the rock. They're going to follow up on it. He offered him $1 million, third phase did, and he didn't even blink. He thinks he can get over $1 billion, if not more. Of course, easily. I would have to say $1 billion is definitely out there.
Like multi-billionaires involved that are trying to put together the next step. They want to purchase to figure out what they want to do. Okay? For myself, I already know what it is, and I'm the owner, and I never wanted to give it and hand it over to the government of Canada.
Good.
So, because I found out the right that I'm allowed to have it. In every other province, I would have to hand it over in Canada.
Good.
So, I own it, started a company, so got a lawyer and said that I own the rock, and I own the technology that's in it. So I'm just trying to take it one step at a time. And
I mean, that's amazing when you think about it, what he just said. He made the company just to make it legitimized that this is amazing. I hope it's real. I got a feeling about it. That's why I wanted to play it. All right, let's see what he says here, and then we'll finish up.
And all the paperwork's coming together, and we were just going to sell the one embryo for scientific.
How much is it, Craig? What's the going rate on this? Have you decided the number on this? Any offers on the table?
Not all about money, man. I know it's not all about money, but it's not all about money.
Well, if you find something that's...
So I found the one rock, right? Mm-hmm. And then I went back to find another one. And sure enough, I found another one, and I'm going to send you a picture. You cut the rock in half, it looks like a frickin' dragon's in the center of it.
What just happened? Did something just happen? An ad kicked in? I shouldn't have any ads playing. I have premium account. What happened? Did something happen? Let me know. Renee is asking in the chat room, and somebody let me know what happened to the video, because something happened on my end at the time you guys were saying something about an ad. Brenton Blake, he sliced asteroid and found an extraterrestrial alien sperm looking back at him holding technology. Oh, okay. He sliced it. I don't know. He sliced it and then found an alien. Where's the alien technology, though?
They're like, why has this guy got two of them? This is weird. So then they found out that, I don't know about my rare blood or something, but found out that I got another one, and that one's 100% HED. And when we cut it in the center, there's these two grains in the center of the rock. And it's a swirled up insectoid.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Let me go back.
Grains in the center of the rock. And it's
look at the eye. Oh my God. I never noticed that because I always looked at it on a small screen and I have it on my big screen. Oh my God, that's creepy. Look at this, man. That's, I don't know. That if that's pareidolia, that's just too good. Nah, it can't be. This guy's doing too much work. Well, thank you, Brenton Blake from Third Phase of Moon, for allowing me to play this video and share what could be history, groundbreaking news about aliens here on Earth. Where we come from, we don't know. We still don't know. You know, that's what's weird. And, you know, I would recommend subscribing to Third Phase of Moon if you want. Here's some other videos. Space Force is approved by Senate. Did the major media get it wrong? Oh, that's interesting. See, I didn't watch these. Yeah, I've been a little busy lately, so I've seen this before. This was good. Not here, but another place. Good stuff out there. All right, I said I was going to get to some. He's got more photos of these things. It's kind of incredible. Third Phase of Moon. It looks like Deep Prasad's grandmother, Lee. You did get it right. Yeah. All right, I promised a couple of... hold on, let me get back to this so you don't see the secret, how things work around here. Some dots. I promised dots. Let me find my dots. Oh, man. I've been working this headache today, and it just got so bad before the show, and it went away. I did a little meditating, got the massager, took an Advil, and it's starting to come back. Let me do this here. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Oh, I see what's wrong. Let me get rid of this. There we go. All right. Now let me pull this up. I'm trying to remember what where? Oh, it's off. Okay, hold on. I know where I put it. I think this is it. I didn't get 200% prepared tonight. Okay. First, I want to talk about Bigfoot. I'm going to call this Dave Foot because people are messaging me that this looks like Dave Scott. And it doesn't, but it does. Here's a picture of this Bigfoot that it's from Expedition. And here is this new picture, possibly the best picture of Bigfoot to date. There you go. You can see, I got to be honest with you. Everything about that looks legit, except for the nose. The nose looks a little weird. But it kind of does look like Dave Scott a little bit. The hair, right? It kind of does. I'm sorry. I'm not, but I am. Wait a minute. Several different photos have been captured of Carl. Dave's alien is called Carl. If this is legit, it could be the clearest photo of a Bigfoot taken in Newfoundland. My friend Hal Lane posted it, and Thomas Markham has written about it on his group page. It's hard to say these days what's legitimate or not 100%, so everyone I know is hopeful, but reserved. Captured by researcher Leo Frank in Canada. Several different photos of Carl. The eyes look wicked. I don't know, man. Yep. Amazing. Amazing. Lee, why are you guys saying that Deep Prasad is talented? What gives you that impression that he's talented? Because he has a degree? What has he done in ufology? What has he done? Anyone? Not much. What's his history? How can you trust a guy who's only been around for a few months? Because he's smart? Because he has a degree? Give me a break. Come on. I'm done talking about Deep Facade. I think you're pulling my chain. All right, now let me get to the dots. The dots are coming. Do 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 do. All right, where is it? I'm just have to go on my Facebook page. That's where I remember seeing him. Here we go. Do 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 do. So I hope you guys have an excellent Christmas if you celebrate it. I made a video, I haven't posted it yet, because instead of me saying Christmas lights, I kept saying Christmas tree lights. I said, I'm driving down the road and I don't see any Christmas tree lights on these houses. I'm such an idiot, so I'm remaking it. I'm looking for it. What is this? A blue planet appears near the moon in Australia, seen with the naked eye? Oh, I haven't seen this yet. Let's take a look. Don't forget, if you want to like, share, and subscribe this show, please do. I'd appreciate it. I want to get to 40 likes tonight. Look, here it is. First of all, why would this be seen by Australia and not everywhere? I'm going to tell you what this is, and you're not going to like it. They said seen with the naked eye. I don't buy it. I think it's the type of camera they're using, and that's just the actual moon reflecting off the camera somehow. Because we would see it everywhere, okay? We wouldn't just see it from Australia. Why would we just see it in Australia? We'd see it everywhere if it was by the moon or in the moon's path. See, this is why I don't buy everything. And what's with the music? Here it says, unique phenomenon. A blue planet. How do you know it's a planet? Appears next to the moon at night, which can be seen with the naked eye. It was photographed by some observers in Australia. The planet appears so clearly that its blue color can be seen clearly. It appears that the aliens are not the only creatures to visit us, but their planets of other dimensions overlook the planet Earth from time. No, that should be THEIR. Here, let's see what people say. Genevieve says, I realize you may not even look at your comments. Why bother? Like, wow. Why do people watch things if they don't believe is beyond me? True. It's Project Bluebeam, the program that the aliens and globalists are perfecting to fool us. The projection or hologram or whatever they can drum up will be proof that aliens exist and have been visiting our planet for millennia. That is the basis for their grabbing control at some point. We are the fools believing the illusion. But first, we go in slow stages. Nice music. Wie Einstein schon sagte, die Menschenskirche heißt in Durchwaschlik. True. Even Einstein said that we are being visited by idiots. That's what it says there. This would have made the news, and there would have been way more people witness to this if it was real. Thank you, somebody who gets it. Neptune is not visible to the naked eye, so whoever posted this is having a lend of themselves or think we're that gullible. Get real, mate. Astronomers know this isn't real. Thank you, everybody. Now I officially am on board with what people are saying. All right. I'm going to find the videos that I said I was going to play. They are on Facebook. I just got to find it. There's Greta Thunberg. God, I can't stand her. I really don't like her. Greta Van Thunberg, what's her name? Greta Van Halen. Here's the rock. Here, this is what I talked about the other night. This here. A display dome covering Russian meteorite mysteriously lifts off. There's no explanation for what happened. This rock that they found lifted up the dome that was covering it. It's moving objects, the Chelyabinsk meteorite. This was seen crashing into Russia in 2015. You guys know, 1,200 people got injured. Remember the shockwave it generated? Remember that day? Pretty amazing, right? Well, that meteorite seems to be lifting rocks. Here is a video that I vehemently say, vehemently, is that the right word? This is an airplane. Now, this guy is very positive. He's seeing UFOs. But let's take a look and we'll talk about it. Here's a dot for you, Chuck Bam.
Okay, man. I don't even know how to say this. My adrenaline is running.
Here, look up here.
Look
There's an airplane. Here's an airplane.
I'm sitting here again, and
the airport's
I get
right
the
over
urge
there
to go outside again, and it's cold.
He said he had the urge to go outside and it's cold, but he's been getting these urges, and when he goes outside, he sees these. Now watch this.
Warm coat. I go outside with my camera this time. It's a little blurry right now. I'm getting this fixed. I get outside with my camera and I see this. Okay? And I know immediately I've got something amazing going on there. I'm looking to the southwest. This is in the southwest. This thing looks big. It looks big. It looks like it's a long ways away. So anyway, I get the night vision on it, and right now I remember I'm thinking I should go get my Nikon, but no, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm staying with this sucker. Okay, so I'm worried about the batteries on the camera because I haven't changed them yet. I don't know how much life they have left in them. But I'm watching this thing. Look at this. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. My adrenaline is still running. I'm almost shaking. Okay, so I'm watching this. I'm wondering where it's going to go. Now we're over on the mountain's edge part of Las Vegas. You're over by the Blue Diamond Mine. Look at how big this is. It's unbelievable. I thought about calling 911, but you know what? I'm getting this out immediately. No fancy anythings. This is just the video itself. My testimony being recorded as I'm watching this for the first time. And just watch how this thing flashes. Oh, and I don't even know what all the little blinking lights are around it. I wonder if something's being scrambled and if this thing's being monitored. But once it starts moving, it is going to haul buns, I'll say, just to be politically correct. And now here it goes. It's getting ready to go now. And I'm seeing all these little blinky things around it. But look what's going on. I'm trying to get it and hopefully part of the city in the scene as I'm shooting the video. That's Henderson over there, and you'll see a part where all the Antenna Mountain is right there. Antenna Mountain, there's the beam from the Luxor, and I don't know what the light is under there. I wasn't going to be watching it, but this thing is
what a beautiful
moving.
Airplane. I'm like almost embarrassed to even be talking about that. Yep, we're going to end the show in a little light spectacular here. I don't know. It's killing me. The lights are killing my eyes. So I just thought I'd go a little bit, let me find the right one that I like. Yeah, that one might be okay. We'll go with that one. Yeah, this here, let's watch the rest.
No sound, you guys. No sound. There was no sound at all. I didn't hear anything. No jet, no sound. I should have been able to hear something. So I'm rushing this in once I figure I saw it for the last time.
I'm a little upset. This video got 132,000 views. Oh, sorry.
Now it's passing up, I don't know if that's a jetliner or whatever.
Wait a minute, you don't know if it's a jetliner. I gotta tell you, they look pretty freaking similar. Right there. This is a stupid video. I don't even know what I'm doing. What is this? In a mail? Is that the mailbox?
And more of these little sparkly lights around this thing. But I don't know how much time has gone.
First of all, the little sparkly things around it were airplanes in the distance. Take a look and learn.
But
see how they're still there? They don't follow it.
Much time has gone by, but it has gone from way south of me to way north of me now. It's probably traveled more than 30 miles real fast. And I think it's very, very big. Because no matter where it is, this is the biggest thing in the sky. So, oh my gosh. I'm just going to...
See, this happens when people have no experience in the field. And this is why I started my radio show. Because of things like this were being approved. They were being approved by all sorts of websites. Now, you're going to say, well, Rich, you don't know for sure. No, I do know for sure, because I bet you if I get the area where this guy lives, and other people seem to have known that and said he lives right by the airport, which, by the way, the airport is not that far from the Luxor. It's literally just 2 miles or 4 or 5 miles away. Not that hard. Now, I haven't subscribed to this guy but I'm going to subscribe just so I can get more updates. And I hate subscribing to people I don't believe, but we got to keep an eye on them. And as you can tell, this is just a very electric dot. What's happening here? It's going back where it came from? That's an airplane.
I think this thing...
I want to hurt myself. I'm done. I can't watch this. All right, I'm going to go find you another one. Oh, I was going to go back, but I didn't. All right, let me find you the next dot. Why is blue chicken... Wait, yeah. Hold on. Blue chicken is messaging me, or us in the GUFON network. He doesn't understand that we're doing the show. Does he? Let's see what everybody knows Blue Chicken. Blue Chicken's one of the coolest peoples on the planet. All right, we'll get back to Blue in a minute. I'm trying to close it up. Close it up. Close it up. Thank you. All right, let's get the next dot. I got a lot of dots. By the way, the show I was on Thursday night, Global Enlightenment Radio Network, was awesome. And the guy who interviewed me, Dave Emmons, he's going to be coming on GUFON Radio. I think GUFON. Or maybe Spaced Out Radio Saturday. I don't know. But I'd like to have him come on here. Because Spaced Out Radio, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to rely on other people because they may say something to get the show taken off, you know. Here's one. Oh, we already talked about these. Oh, hold on. Lee sent this. This is a possible balloon arch. Thank you, Lee, for sending this. Here we go. This is Ibani's UFO or lost balloon arch. Look at this. I am impressed. From 2012, only 352 views. And this was posted, look how many years ago. 7 years ago. There are a lot of Ibanez records on YouTube. Most of them just look, they like lost balloon arches or columns. Some records are interesting, showing these balloons moving their body in a pattern, expelling orbs, or having parts that are... Now, when I show you one of my videos of these balloon arches, you are going to see something you never seen before. One of the balloon arches that I captured on video was very low in the sky. And it looked like this, right? And it was doing something. And you can see a string hanging down, right? Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the top end goes like this. It goes up, and then it starts doing this. And orbs, balloons, started going down just one by one, falling out. They get untangled, and then they start going down the street. You got to see the video. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. All right, here we go. Just do the regular camera. Why are you doing me? I don't want to be on. Balloons. See how it's bending? It's a balloon arch. In 2012, I'm pretty sure he's using a high 8 camera. Looks like it's not. Looks digital. Oh yeah, that's a balloon. That's a balloon arch. They look cool though. Is that a good dot, Chuck? Chuck's gone. How are there not more sightings of the TR-3B lately? I wonder if they cut back on its flight paths over. Kristen Resells in the chat room brought that to the chat room attention here. Well, the TR-3B, there are other videos out there of it, but come to find out, they are CGI. There was a video where the TR-3B was shooting weapons. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, this one is just balloons. I can't watch something like this long. I mean, it's balloons. All right, let me find one more. The only reason I'm not showing any of my dots, because I had to unplug it. The external hard drive was interfering with the show, so I had to get rid of it. Let's see. What else is here? Oh, here's this. Take a listen. I know you guys will like George Bush here. George Bush talking about technologies.
And we will look at all kinds of technologies to make sure that our airlines are safe, and for example, including technology to enable controllers to take over distressed aircraft and land it by remote control. Or ram them into 2 twin towers.
You know? Pretty scary. All right, we're almost out of time here. Here's True Ufology, 1950s to 1960s U.S. Air Force debunkers from Stephen Erdman. Let's see what this is here. Looks like he has some declassified papers here. The UFO Spotlight, if smart meters are not smart, an overview of 5G and smart meter tech issues with practical steps for opting out, the search for extraterrestrial life in the universe, a UFO book from Bangladesh, a Dulce-based dialogue, Dustin Crowley, here, check it out, and U.S. Air Force Supervisor Tom Costello, inside Tom's office in the Dulce ET Underground Base, a eulogy serenade by J.B., or I say Jay-Z, a virological event in Eden, Adam, Eve, the Apple, and the Serpent, FLU, about beasts and monsters. These are all things. I'm going to put this in the chat room because I want you guys to take a look at this. I want you to see all these documents. It's amazing. Here, look. Tai Chi War. China's unrestricted warfare against the U.S. Look, you click on it, and it brings you the stories. I mean, this is I could spend 5 hours on this. This is an amazing piece of ufology right here. The Last Acts of Robert Kennedy. True ufology. Remember this guy? This was, what's his name? Oh, damn it. Stanton Friedman, Kathleen Martin are two of the remaining individuals who strongly defend the existence of paranormal objects flying in our atmosphere that many believe are ET. The authors joined together to state the various stages of the phenomena exist since 1940s. They also deal with the critics of debunkers and phenomena of the UFO appearances. All right. Anyway, all this stuff, I just gave you a plethora of articles to read. That comes from this. Very cool. We talked about that. I don't have... well, I wonder what's going on. Anything going on with UFO Jesus? Let's take a look. Let's see what UFO Jesus... Oh, it's post-disclosure world. That's right. No new videos? I haven't seen any come through. No, nothing new. We looked at it already. UFO disclosure update. The great UFO... we didn't... Oh, we never watched this one. Let's take a look. Harry Reid and Chris Mellon beg Congress to investigate.
In this video, I'm going to cover...
Holy crap. Sorry. Hold on a second. Wow. Look at this. Okay.
The absolute necessity for government personnel to begin publicly talking about what...
Wait. First of all, hold on. Why do we have to have Harry Reid and Chris Mellon beg Congress to investigate UFOs? Don't we have To the Stars Academy? Oh, they don't investigate UFOs. That's right. Forgot about that. They're not UFO researchers. They only care about the government. Yes, I have low light tonight because I have a very major headache. Hence the Christmas lights. I just put them up. Not Christmas tree lights. And the show may go a little longer tonight. So, by the way, I have to tell you. If I do a show tomorrow night, it won't be till later. An hour later. I'm having crabs. That sounds weird if I don't continue that sentence. I'm having a crab dinner at my folks tomorrow, and it's kind of late, so I probably won't be back. But I'll get the show set up just in case for tomorrow.
What they know regarding the UFO presence on our planet. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, in a recent interview with George Knapp, expressed
that he's
scandal. Glad his former colleagues in Congress have received closed-door briefings from military officials about...
Wouldn't it be freaking awesome if he just caught on fire? I'm just saying.
UFO encounters. However, he had this to add in the 8 News Now interview.
They burned him at the cross.
Well, let him say something about it. I'm tired of all this. They're getting briefings and all that. Let him step up to the plate like I did and do something publicly.
Now, why would it be vital for congressional members to publicly talk about the UAP briefings they received? Well, there are many reasons, not the least of which, so that we can completely eradicate the pervasive ignorance amongst scientists, politicians, theologians, and academics that the U.S. government doesn't know we are not alone. I am sorry to tell you, but they absolutely do know that we are not alone in this universe. Here is an...
How do you know, though? How can you say that? How can he make such a statement like that? That they know. You don't know they know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what they know until they tell us what they know. You know? I hate when people make those comments. I hate it. They know that aliens exist. No. Maybe they do. But you don't know that. I don't know that. God, I hate this.
Explicit example of what we must, as a civilization, eradicate once and for all. The following is from a wonderful discussion that occurred at the University of Maryland College Park with moderator Taras W. Matla, journalist Brian Bender, and astronomers Dr. Kelsey Johnson and Dr. Matthew Knight.
Question for the panelists, which is, do you believe UFOs are real? That intelligently controlled non-terrestrial craft is navigating in our atmosphere? Are we being observed? Anyone can do that.
The scientists get to go first.
We'll probably all have different answers.
Sure, and that's fine. That's great, you know?
So I'll start, and because you've specified exactly what you're talking about, I'm going to say no. I think that there are extraterrestrials piloting crafts here on Earth.
Okay.
I am perfectly open to the idea that there is life elsewhere in the galaxy, the universe.
Wait!
No, that they are not as...
How could there be extraterrestrials piloting craft here on Earth if they're not extraterrestrials? You can't have both. You can't have ET flying craft over here if they're not ET. You can't call them the ET. Isn't that what he just said?
I am perfectly open to the idea that there is life elsewhere in the galaxy, the universe. No, that they are not as Hollywood shows us. I don't think that they're here.
And what makes you come to that conclusion? You know, is it purely just there's just not enough physical evidence? I mean, what type of evidence as an astronomer, or even not as an astronomer, just as as Matthew Knight, what type of evidence do you need to become, a
This guy's a horrible interviewer.
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer that you can't keep secrets when there are lots of people involved. And I personally don't think that you could have something that many people had seen and everybody's conspiring to keep it quiet, especially in the day and age now where every one of us in the room is carrying around a camera with us all the time. So that's sort of my logistical argument against it, is that especially in the modern era.
That is a horrible, horrible argument. Let me tell you why. I'm going to say that there's probably not more than 50 people that know or not know if aliens exist. Do you think 50 people can keep a secret like that? No, because let's imagine that one of them wants to go outside of the box and go public. They would be killed. Honestly. Any one of these people would be taken out. If this is real, if aliens are here, and there's a group of people that know the truth, as soon as they do anything, everybody's watching each other. I guarantee it. But I think it probably started maybe 50, 60, 70 years ago. Let's say it happened when Roswell happened. Let's say it happened before Roswell. Let's say Roswell was a crash of an alien disc or two, but the aliens have been here all the time. We just think that's when it started. I don't know, but all I know is that you can keep a secret with 50 people. A secret that is earth-shattering as there's aliens here on Earth or visiting us. Yeah, I think now 100 people, you're doubling your chances of 50. I think 100 people could keep that secret. Do I think the president knows? No. Do I think anyone in the government knows? No. There may be one, maybe military guy or... See, I don't think that the government that we know is the real government. I think it's just, for the public. The real government's behind closed doors. Nobody knows it. I think they have secret ops. They run secret missions. They take out secret... I just know it. And I'm saying that as ridiculous as they're saying their stuff. So I may sound ridiculous saying that I believe that. But that's what I believe. The only reason is people have come forward. Right? We call them whistleblowers. And what happens to the whistleblowers? Nothing. Nothing. They don't go on mainstream television. They don't get the New York Times. They don't even get BuzzFeed. They get put on the internet on a podcast from a show you barely know. Or if it is coast to coast, it's just coast to coast. Nobody's going to believe it. It's just another one of these kooky stories. There's been too many kooky stories over the years. especially since Art Bell came around. Oh, we've got the time traveler hotline. We've got the Dracula hotline. We've got time traveler hotline. We've got the alien hotline. We've got the interdimensional hotline. We've lived through all of these fake stories that if a whistleblower comes out and says the truth, so be it. Nobody would believe it. And if there was a legitimate story coming out, it wouldn't make it to mainstream media. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
We would have.
You know I'm right.
XKCD, by the way, had a great comic about that a few years ago. But that would have, if there were the levels we're talking about around, I think they would have been documented in some way by now.
Here's the problem. As long as the scientific community is ignorant on the UFO presence in the way that Dr. Matthew Knight is, we as a people and as a civilization are never going to have the conversation that we really, really must have.
He is as exciting as watching ice freeze. What? You can't have ice freeze. You could have ice melt. Water freeze. There you go. So in the chat room about Tyler from Spaced Out Radio. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. From Secure Team 10, Tyler Glockner from Secure Team 10. The rumor is, and I have to say it because I don't know if it's true, but I think it is because it's public record, that he was arrested for a DUI. I heard something else, but supposedly the record was posted on the internet after his case, and that's supposedly what happened. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, I feel bad for the guy. I don't hate Tyler. I hate that he makes a lot of money off of other people's hard work. If I started making money tomorrow with all of my hard work, how could you be mad at me? It's my research, my work. I didn't steal it. It's all the time that I put into ufology, not what somebody else did. See, I don't like that. Third Phase of Moon, they do it right. You may not agree with a lot of the stuff they post, but they do it right. They get permission from everybody, every video and every article. They do it right. You have to do it right. And I'm not sure. I think what happened to Tyler, something else happened. I think he was getting sued. No, not sued. Maybe not. I think he posted so much bad, so many other people's things that he got sued. All right, one more thing before we go. We're done with. I can't. If I watch another second of this, I'll definitely have to kill myself. So hey, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Look, we're one person away from 40 live, 40,000 live. I'm excited. I didn't think I'd see that number. Oh, everybody left. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I said it. Richie from Boston, he hasn't been getting a lot of subscribers, but let's see if there's something worth listening to. As you can tell, I haven't listened. Uh-oh. Is this... Oh, man. Do you know how much I don't like this girl? Staged alien invasion. Okay, we got to watch this.
YouTube, it's Richie from Boston, and...
All right. Look. There's his truck. Hold on, let me put it to the big screen for you. There's his truck, guys. Now you know what his truck looks like. I don't know who that is. Is that Joe Biden? Who is that? What is this? A Toyota. That's a Toyota. Look, it's backwards. Poisoning. Everything's backwards. Doesn't he have a camera that works? Why are we looking at his bed?
How desperate I was. A good night's sleep is absolutely...
A good night's sleep comes from, rubbing one out, right? If you can't sleep, just rub ones out. It's the only thing that works, right? Hey, This is my big jar of Vaselines. Look, you can see I got my, you know what this is over here? Yeah, there, say it. That's Gold Bond foot powder. Actually, it isn't. It's Gold Bond, but it's skin lotion. I mean powder. That's right. Yeah, you're right, because the foot powder comes in blue. Oh, yeah, it does. You're right. That's Gold Bond right there. That's in case I want to get chalky. But yeah, just rub ones out, and go to sleeps. That's true, Richie. You couldn't have said it more eloquently. What is going on here? Richie's talking about, why is he doing? I want to see him in his car. I don't care about Reagan's. Don't you want to see him driving? It's better. He's playing all sorts of stuff I can't play. How does he get away with playing all that stuff? It's copyrighted from Fox. Silent weapons, so pressed what science forgets about vaccines. How the agenda was better than, oh man. Alien stars. All right, let's see what this one's about. All right, this looks like could be a little more interesting.
A killer conversation starter. Links will be in the description. So I made this video yesterday, and it will be up on Jailbreak Overlander, and it's going to be one of a 3-part series that I'm going to bang out fairly quickly for you because a lot of subscribers asked. This video will not be live till 2:45 p.m. So if you're not subscribed to Jailbreak Overlander, that's my other channel, and I cover things like this and other things that I actually enjoy doing. So check it out, or don't. But this right here, this particular topic freaks me.
But why do you mention to check it out or don't? Just say check it out or don't say anything at all. I never liked that.
Yeah, I'm going to show you why. This topic comes up. This came up last year and the year before, if I remember correctly. And this is in Futurism magazine. It's December 16th, so it's 2 days ago, 2019. And they're going to explain the flashing lights, or what's been known as the disco ball in YouTube land. Several years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I started noticing a very strange star, quote unquote, in the sky. And it turns out I wasn't the only one. People were starting to call this thing the disco ball. It's a star that would flash from red, blue, yellow, green, and I've made numerous videos on.
All right. Should I just stop this right now and just jump off the third story here? I'm not sure. But I'm almost wondering how dumb our society is getting. I need to know what time these people are seeing this, because the star Sirius changes color. Did you not know that? Through the atmosphere. It does. It is. My whole life I've been looking at this star, and it does change color. I videotaped it one night and was mesmerized by it for an hour. I just looked through the viewfinder. I'm like, that's freaking Sirius. I think it's the third brightest star at night in the summer, but winter, I'm not sure. But it's in the south, more southeastward when you see it at 2, 3 in the morning. But let's see if it is in that part of the sky. First of all, I don't know if he mentions it. But you've seen that red, white, and blue. You've seen that disco star your whole life. This is nothing new. That's why I can't believe how stupid people are. But I think what's happening is a lot of people with the camera phone are now being more observant to their surroundings. Even if it's like 10 million people out of the 7 billion people that have cameras. I think people are noticing things they've never seen before. Well, let's see if that's true.
Years. And so haven't a lot of other people from all around the world. Well, this 4 years ago, 7 years ago, etc., 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 these people are trying to figure out the same thing I was trying to figure out. Well, the reason I'm talking about this is because suddenly the mainstream is talking about it as well. Do you see what I'm saying? And of course, they're saying that it's alien contact, alien contact, alien contact. So listen to this guy.
Looking at it through binoculars, you can clearly see green, red, and blue lights.
I see it. I see it.
And these show up absolutely everywhere. People got these from Poland to Russia to Greece, America, Midwest, Southwest, all over the United States and all over the world. And this has been going on for a long time, but these things just popped up. I remember when these things popped up.
It's been going on forever because, I don't know, when I was born 51 years ago, I looked up in the sky and saw it too. I remember seeing that light when I was just born. It's been going on a long time. No shit, it's been going on a long time. It's the star Sirius. Scientists are now saying, what scientists are saying that this is an alien culture trying to make contact with us? It's so dumb. I love this field. I love it. I just fucking love it.
Because I tried to tell my grandmother and she looked at me like I was totally...
My grandmother looked at me like I was totally nuts. Let's see if he says nuts.
Insane.
Ah, he went to insane.
My tripod out, and I'm going to show you.
I've got my tripod out.
The main star, and then I'm going to show you a couple other stars. I'm not sure if this is...
Oh, this guy's just a little hot under the collar. Heavens to Murgatroyd, it's me!
There's a variety of colors, it's not just one.
That's Sirius! That's what it does!
I'll move it up a bit here. It's hard to be really precise, but I'll try it again.
Noticed that more started showing up. Now, of course, you've always got this, which could be the reasoning. The giant space mirror. Yeah. That could possibly be it. Who knows? You know what I mean? This is from 1993. But it's tough to tell. But the way the mainstream is framing it is, of course, it's alien life. This isn't a new story. But for some reason, they're recycling it and they're pushing it out again and again and again and again.
So what does that mean? Does that mean anything to you? That they're actually reposting that story several times? It's a couple of years old, right? Does it mean that they're trying to soften us up for the blow next year? Because next year, if the alien invasion, false alien invasion was supposed to happen, it was going to happen when that, 50-year treaty ended. When, they signed the treaty with, was it Eisenhower? Whoever the hell it was. Signed the treaty with the aliens. You can abduct people. You just have to give us technology. They're probably giving us like their oldest technology they have, and we don't even know it. We're like, wow, that's magical. How does a pillow get that soft? Because I don't really see alien technology in my life. Do you? Anybody? See, that was my theory the other night on Spaced Out Saturday. That was deleted for no real good reason, just out of pure fear that people might hate Spaced Out Radio. Instead of hating me, they would hate the whole station. All right, I'm still a little butthurt too. But what if it's true? Now, I said the other night, and I'll get in the same position I was. I said, what if the government hasn't had a relationship with aliens at all? Let's throw that out there. Let's say Roswell was literally a government experiment gone wrong, maybe. We don't know. We'll never know. I don't care about the stories. I don't care about anything that you've heard with Roswell. Let's just keep this. Let's play devil's advocate, as they say on every show. And let's say that the aliens never communicated with the government. The government, and it would make sense that they wouldn't talk about anything. Maybe the government doesn't know anything. Now, it's obvious to me that you would think, after all these years, they may have come across something that's crashed, retrieved some things that we don't understand. If that's true, well, that's how they're getting it. But let's just say they don't have any communication. They need us more than we need them. because we as experiencers are telling the stories. But I tend to believe that the government does know. I'm not going to say they do. I just believe that what makes sense is the aliens have always been here and they're just watching us, or, God, I don't know. There's so many freaking things to think about. It's just so frustrating. But let's say they do know and they've communicated with these aliens and they've come to the conclusion that these aliens are one scary son of a bitch. Undiscovered country. Watch it. Star Trek. You'll learn a lot about what I'm saying. Maybe we can't have a relationship with these aliens. And maybe they're doing whatever they want to do. And that's the reason we can't have alien disclosure. Because it's just not going to happen. The aliens are more powerful than us. They have technology we don't understand. It's magical. They can outthink us, outsmart us. They know what we're going to do before we do it. Hell, scientists just found out a way to read minds. How's that grab you? Imagine 1,000 years from now, reading minds is a reality. So imagine an alien civilization, millions of years old, or 1 million years old, or 10 million years old, whatever you want to throw at it. But they are scary sons of bitches. They could rip us limb from limb, but they don't find that they need to. Maybe they look at us like an anthill in the cosmos. Maybe they find us amusing. Maybe they like us, and when people go missing in this world or vanish in thin air, maybe they're taking them. I don't know. But we've got a lot of possibilities out there with no evidence. We've got a lot of theories and a lot of stories. We've got probably over 10 million abduction stories that could be told anytime. Imagine over the last, I'll just say the time I've been around, 16, 17 years. There's probably been 6,000 people who've been abducted easily or think they've been abducted. But that's how many people are reporting it. Imagine the people who don't report it, pass it off as a dream. Millions of people are seeing the same freaking aliens on one side of the earth to the other. 10,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, pyramids that shouldn't have been built by man are seen on every corner of the globe. Now we see them in Antarctica as some of the ice is melting away. Can you imagine what's under 2 miles of ice in Antarctica? I would have to ask Spartan 1 and 2 from Linda Moulton Howdy Doody. This is a time in our lives where people believe disclosure is really going to happen. Why are they posting stories from 5 years ago about strange light strobing in the night sky? Could be aliens signaling us. Why keep posting that? You would think it would mean a soft disclosure is coming. But don't get alarmed. They've been posting this stuff forever. It's just been in the library. It's been on PBS TV channel. Before the internet, before we had cable, this stuff was being talked about. It's nothing new. Don't get alarmed. It's just in this day and age, we've got snowflakes and we've got people who aren't. And it's whatever you believe. I don't know what I was going to say about the snowflakes are scared shit. The PC police. Imagine an alien going up to one of them. They would pass out, pee their pants, pass out. It'd be over. I would do the same thing. I guarantee it. No, I don't. Let's get out of here. I'm going to try to be back tomorrow night. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow night. But my plans are, if I don't start at 8, I'll start an hour later. So just keep that in mind. I'll post it to Facebook and whatnot. I'll let you know. Facebook and Twitter. I won't forget you. So, everybody have a good night. Tomorrow night is Christmas Eve. I'll be back tomorrow and Christmas and the day after. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can donate to GUFON Radio Stream at gufon.org and join gufon.net. I'm Rich Giordano, GUFON Radio Stream. Merry Christmas, everybody, if I don't see you.